And decisions regarding growth and development by local and county governments must take into account costs and impacts on utilities and community facilities prior to development. The third part of the chapter talks about the goals and objectives. The goals which follow in this element are goals that define the quality of life aspects in the county by addressing the previously listed general planning issues. The goals provide the framework within which specific element goals were developed for the other plan elements. Because they're intended to be general rather than specific, no policies or programs are associated with them in this chapter, but will be presented in the next chapter. And the overall county goals and objectives listed in order were developed by the committee using the same information as previously discussed. Preserve and enhance Kenosha County's natural resources. Preserve and enhance the natural, historic, and cultural character. Encourage sustainable development. Encourage a balanced and sustainable allocation of space. Promote range of affordable housing choices. And improve transportation infrastructure. Again, these are all county-wide goals that actually we could actually look at specifically in Pleasant Prairie, and each of the communities would look inward to their own communities. Maintain and enhance the existing level of public services. Support and encourage sustainable energy options. Identify and encourage desirable and sustainable businesses. Attract and retain jobs. Identify economic and educational opportunities. Encourage intergovernmental cooperation. Ensure that the planning document is a living document and it's being used throughout the community. Those specifically were the goals, and in the chapter, I just wanted to highlight for you is we then went through and started to list very specific policies as well as programs, again, for Kenosha County as a whole. What we would like to be able to do is, and what they have allowed us to do is come back to each of the individual municipalities and look at these more specifically to see if we could add any additional programs or policies or objectives to the goals that have been stated by Sewer PAC as part of the committee plan. The other things that I'd like to just point out to you in this chapter, one is that the Kenosha County Cafe results were included in the back, similar to what we did with respect to our newsletter that we put together for our Pleasant Prairie Cafe. And then some of the SWOT analysis and some of the other results with respect to the analysis that was done for the visioning. And then there's also some charts and graphs that relate to the population and household projections as put together by Sewer PAC. So with that, this is the issues and opportunities element. If the village board has any other concerns or questions or comments, again, I think that the Plan Commissioner's concerns were addressed in that we will be able to introduce and present information specific to Pleasant Prairie for the county to be using as part of the overall comprehensive plan and for the projections for that plan.
That would have been my question, Gene. You know, prior to Wisconsin Energy forming the holding company that created Wispark, you know, prior to 1989, I don't know that anybody would have predicted Pleasant Prairie to be where we're at today in the year 2007. Maybe I'm wrong with that statement, but without Wispark, I think Pleasant Prairie would have been probably primarily farming, as it was prior to 1989. So to hear that this will be revisited and added to and corrected as we go on, that's good, because I have to agree the population projections are nowhere near where they should be, and who knows what the future is going to bring as far as growth and industrial growth and commercial development in this area.
We need a motion to accept. Make a motion to accept. Second or seven.
Motion by Clyde, second by Monica. Further discussion?
Just one comment. Looking at figure number 7.1, actual and projected population, it's hard to believe that the projected population is a linear increase, constant linear increase. That's, to me, not even logical. I'm surprised coming by Surpac. Surpac made projections in 1974, they were very valid, through the years. So that is part that some of my concern about that. I hope they're going to be rectified properly.
Mike, you mentioned West Park, but I think if you look back and you compare us to some other communities out there that have really grown rapidly or had growth in their community, I think we can thank the past boards, the staff, the citizens of the community for the direction they took our community, because we've done things here that haven't been done by other communities, and the results definitely show when we look around us. So I think even if there wasn't a WISPARK here, I think the way we're structured, the way the participation in the community is to make sure that we keep a quality community, that all shows. But we were very fortunate to have the input from WISPARK, and a lot of that goes to people that were visionaries in the past that set up this, a holding company to bring this in and to kind of turn around the economy in Kenosha County. Because without that, I think the whole county's structure would be different today. So, other comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carries. Item C is to consider the development agreement between the Village of Pleasant Prairie and BFU 2. This is an LLC for the proposed condominium development known as Springbrook Place, located at 91st Street, 22nd Avenue, and this is in a tax increment district number 4. Mike?
Mr. President, I'll have Gene and Morocco Vita discuss the development agreement and the issues that are in there. Back at our last board meeting, we talked about 2 issues here. Okay, there. Nope. Back at the last board meeting, we talked about 2 specific issues. One was the 20% occupancy by the would-be rentals, and then we also, as a staff, we were working on the extent to which the life of the TIF was going to extend forward. So we have had subsequent meetings with the developer. Gene and Rocco have been working on that, so I'd like to have them go through the agreement, highlight the differences from in your packets, those are highlighted in yellow. Go through those comments. I think there still may be, and I'll leave that up to Gene and Rocco, some minor details to work out, but I think we've reached substantial completion on the agreement as a whole.
First, I'd like to begin by saying that we will be bringing forth 2 agreements to the village board. This is the first agreement that addresses the tax increment finance district, and it presents the fact that we will be presenting a final condominium plat, and we'll be working through that process, and a supplemental or secondary development agreement will be considered by the board in about 2 weeks for the condominium portion of the development. So this is the first of 2 development agreements for this particular project, and this addresses the TIF district. There were a few outstanding issues as of the mid last week with the developer that we needed to work